Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Reggaeton. There's a conversation going on when I loaded in. I burn out folks' belongings. Hot from the oven. Haha. One ration card off the price for regulars, this shift only. Your lordship, please. A ration card. Can I give you one?
guide humanity between the stars.
These baton-wielding bastards have gone bleeding mad. Another 20 of our folk torched along with their shacks.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
A sinewy middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, whenever his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby, his face changes strangely, his hands clench into fists. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man's gaze turns toward the tracks. He leans forward. What do you think you were doing? What? I didn't... The man starts and almost falls, but manages to keep his balance. In the dim lumen light, you notice old scars scattered all across his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. Look at the man's scars. The scars all vary in length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols on the man's rough skin. Death cultists bear similar marks on their bodies. The spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, while this man's look long since healed. Your eyes always return to that blood symbol. What do you know about it? It's a symbol of the blood-spun web. I come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. I guess today must be a special day. He smiles strangely. The man's faded eyes go wide as he notices Cabela. His voice quivers. You. Have you come to take me to the other side? Cabela briefly studies the man's face, then turns away. I do not know you. Death's gaze is not upon you. The man lets out a dull groan, and turns to look at the symbol again. But then why is it here? Who are you? A dead man. I lost my name years ago. I've been just another dead man ever since. You dare insult the rogue trader with your impudence. Your body may already be covered in scars, but your tongue seems to be asking for more. You look like you're about to take your own life. Are you having a rotten day? My whole life has been rotten, and I only have myself to blame. I've tried to change things, fix things, but I always ended up here, so eventually, I accepted the truth. You know the symbols of the blood-spun web. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? I was, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. Vizier told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. I went to the appointed spot. Then I waited. An hour. 2. 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized. The person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One, but I was afraid. I couldn't do my duty. I ran. So the spinners simply let you go. They made no attempts to find you and kill you. There was no pursuit. I thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one there would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, Sibreed has gone to the Undying One. They looked through me like I wasn't even there. I've lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. You were ordered to die. For what reason? The man looks at you. But some would choose to leave the righteous path. These earn penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Her blades pass sentence. Her cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendance. It takes what is due in essence. He stops and adds hoarsely. The third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood. The Vizier recites it to me before sending me on my final assignment. I didn't realize at the time that it was my judgment. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find, because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth, and I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear, because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenets. I realized it, but I couldn't help it, because I enjoyed it. Oh, you poor thing. I think I'm gonna cry. You couldn't stop slicing people up. That must have been so hard for you. Even my whispers have nothing to say to a pathetic tale like that. I bet they're thinking, what a lousy self-absorbed sack of scum. You do not sound particularly remorseful. I spent years in remorse. I'm tired of it. Have you killed any more innocent souls since you ran? No. I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. Thought it might just stab me on its own. But the temptation is always there. You are disgusting. I'll not grant you the release you crave so much. May you live on in suffering, fearful of every shadow. No. What about the symbol? Important. You were supposed to. The man's tired eyes fill with horror that quickly turns into hysteria. His knees buckle, and he staggers heavily before falling onto the tracks with a pitiful cry. No. Help. Bella stares at the remains of he who was once her brother in service. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot.
Over there!
Just skin and bones. When your parents feed you at all. A paw got hit by a train. Ma's got 3 more to raise. You scrawny little snot. Here, eat some rations before anyone sees and get out of here. I can have the whole thing. A whole ration pack. I mean, thank you so much, Master Enforcer, sir. Long live the rogue trader.
Rush not dawdle.
That's the rogue trader. How many times do I need to tell you, ungrateful maggots? Mistakes must be paid for. Have mercy. In the throne's name, I beg you. The battered worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. Your gracious lordship, hand of the god emperor, save your unworthy servant. Get lost. The enforcer's heavy baton pummels the man's back and shoulders several times. His bones crack audibly. My sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Your boot. I'll clean it right away. A murmur of discontent breaks out among the gawkers who have gathered around. None of the other workers dare come closer, but the anger on their faces is plain to see. Stop the enforcer. I intend to hear this man out. Your lordship, I work hard, never even take breaks to rest, and all I earn is 7 ration cards with 15 mouths to feed back home. The enforcers shake me down every shift, just like they do every other honest hard worker who... Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of Nutribars a few watches ago, and 2 canisters of water before that. I didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you. And this is the thanks I get. You quarantined the hub for 20 watches, refused to give out rations if we didn't have cards. Cards we had no way to earn. And today you earned 15 cards in a single shift, because you do the work of 3 people, right? Or did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere, do them in, and take their share? I didn't do them in. It was an act. The worker stops himself, cowers, and whimpers. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Alright, not gonna do the long one. Am I to understand that enforcers are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts? We appropriate nothing. We just monitor and redistribute. The enforcer mutters gloomily. The rabble are a lying and thieving lot. We have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than the standard amount of ration cards. Prevent supply embezzlement and famine. They do take our cards, your lordship, and then grow fat using them for themselves. The worker's eyes squeeze shut tightly as he whispers his accusations. He seems unable to believe his stroke of luck. It's a tough call. So he did have ration cards he wasn't supposed to have, which really isn't wrong in this case. I mean, 2 is the most neutral option. This really won't have any bearing on the rest of the playthrough, so it doesn't really matter what I choose. Address the enforcer. Well, so he could steal more ration cards, though. But I'm fine with the ration cards being redistributed among the people for the people that die. I mean, there's no harm in that. The ration cards are already accounted for. I address the enforcer. Return the cards and do not dare abuse your position again. The unlucky workers bellow triumphantly and point at the enforcers, praising the Lord Captain. A sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seems to size you up the whole time you were speaking, but now he's hastening to conceal himself behind the gawkers. The next thing you know, you're watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. May the God Emperor protect you and all of House Von Valancius, Lord Captain. Hey, hey. Sure. You can have it if you need it so badly.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, what do we get now? A talent, a characteristic. My ramming speed is pretty good. Steal the Forge, because we do have heavy armor equipped now. So while wearing heavy armor, Forge World characters gain plus 1 MP, plus 1 deflection. It cannot fall prone. That's pretty good. Then weapon skill. That increases our parry chance, which is more valuable in a tank than damage. We could do stronger together. So all allies, excluding Xenos in the current party, gain +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. We only have humans in the party right now, so they all get that bonus. And weapon skill. Adira, I think we'll stick with logic. Willpower. Or no intelligence. Argenta, a talent and characteristic. That's pretty good for like an opening salvo. Oh, and faltering fire, absolutely. A rapid fire no longer reduces damage. And agility. I think I'll do Lore Imperium. And Fellowship. So Blade in his hand. Any Blade Dancer attacks made with a sword deal % additional damage based off agility. This bonus damage is doubled if using a two-handed sword. And agility. In fact, I wanted to give her a second weapon. We had this other one that has a chance of causing bleeding. It's a knife, not a sword, but still. Oh, we do have a puzzle over here.
I always have a backup plan.
During each shift, railway hubs direct thousands of containers carrying the rogue trader's cargo to various destination compartments. The base bulkhead is marred by traces of gunfire and rust-colored stains from old blood that was never properly washed off. Alright, 70% chance is not best.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Lord Captain, container weighs as much as a whole train. We did succeed, despite failing. Perhaps you'd like to use the cargo crane. Despite your efforts, the container does not budge an inch. You heard an unpleasant crunch in your lower back.
Is there money to be made?
Long live the rogue trader. Alright, so we have the crane here. We can move it this way, that way. Throne. The claw's jammed again. We have to attach it to the container manually. You can do that too. I don't really know which skills I'm going to focus on for my main character. I mean, coercion's a good one. Persuasion's always good to have. And once we get Jai, and she can cover all of our skill needs anyway, or most of them. Someone has sketched a hasty portrait of a worker with a red scarf over his face. The artwork still reeks of chemical pigment. Judging by the layer of flaked off paint, that's been removed several times already. A power pick. This weapon has an extra attack action, which increases armor penetration of all subsequent attacks made against the same target by plus 10 for 1 round. Stacks. Interesting. Who are you? No, shh, don't make noise. They shot everyone. Please don't tell them.
I always keep my options open.
Burns Gold. What a shift today. Let's not mention that in the report. Hey, Shock Baton does more damage than what I currently have. Alright.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Now, this should just be a success, I hope.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
Ooh. Oh. Your blade has brought death against the Damon's will. You've broken a sacred vow, and will be punished accordingly. I've carried out the will of the Undying One, and he alone will judge me. So be it. A bootprint has smudged this symbol slightly. The trail leads toward the slums. The symbol, I can still see the colors emanating from it, akin to blood mixed with milk. It should be a foreboding sight. But then why do I feel so calm?
Just as I planned.
Several people are eagerly rummaging through a rack filled with weapons from the Enforcer's arsenal. A big man with a pockmarked face is the first to react to your presence. He attracts the other's attention with a piercing whistle and barks out, "Who are you?" It's not supposed to be anyone. It doesn't matter. Identify yourself. Take a closer look at the suspicious individuals. Makeshift armor peeks out from beneath their ragged clothes, and their battered weapons display a patchwork of crude repairs. The group stares longingly at the rack where the good plasteel gleams, restlessly clutching their humble weapons. Notice that the little finger on every person's right hand has been cut off. It is hardly a coincidence. Abelard, help these wretches realize the full extent of their unenviable position. Before you stands Lord Captain Donnie Dawson von Valancius, master of this vessel and everything on it, including those goods you are pawing at with your unwashed hands, and your miserable lives as well. People turn to stare at you in disbelief, and exchange heated whispers. The excitement is interrupted by the leader's roar. What are you gawping at? Hurry up and bend your backs, as is right and proper. Your lordship, you must excuse these blockheads. I was taken aback myself. It's not every day you see the rogue trader in the flesh. And as for this, the man casts a grim glance at the rack. I won't insult you by denying it. You've caught us red-handed. Who are you? The Hard Nines, a gang. I mean, a brotherhood from Transport Bay 9. Don't think we're parasites. We do our bit for the prosperity of the ship. We're sort of our assistants to the enforcers. Self-appointed. We make sure that order is maintained in compartments when the enforcers are too lazy or greedy for bribes. We put a stop to robbery and free thinking, and well, we accept a small contribution as a show of thanks. Why do you want my weapons? Are you going to rebel? To do business, the gang leader smiles ingratiatingly. We're no rebels. If anyone blasphemes against your lordship, we call the troublemakers to order. And we shed blood for the flagship without fear. I suppose that makes us defenders of the ship. The thug raises his eyebrows questioningly and looks at you expectantly. Why stop there? You might as well call yourselves saints and say the fate of the whole dynasty rests on your shoulders. You obviously did not expect anyone to be here. Are the enforcers providing cover for you? I wish. Frenzo, the newly appointed captain, had our informant strung up. He's tightening the screws, darn it. We can barely breathe. Today's the last time we'll come to pick over this compartment. You all have your little fingers cut off. What does it mean? It's our gang's initiation rite, a fine tradition. By voluntarily removing a finger, the newcomer shows their determination and willingness to join us forever. It's also a badge of honor. He proudly shows off the stump of his little finger. Tell me why I shouldn't execute you on the spot. You could execute us, but who would take our place? Shameless scum who rob and kill to their heart's content. Bastards who accept mutants into their gangs and prey to the arch-enemy. They've always been outlaws on this ship. You're better off with outlaws like us, who don't go too far and who keep the heretics down. Attack. Criminals on my ship have a single fate. Death. The leader spits on the ground in annoyance. What in the void have I been standing here making speeches for? I thought we had ourselves an alright Lord Captain. But no. He's a straight-laced type. Bring it on then, your lordliness.
Showing up uninvited? How improper.
Are you ready to die? Show me what you've got. Scared yet?
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen.
Yeah, not doing a lot of damage. That's unfortunate.
Time to slaughter someone.
I mean, realistically, the bolter should absolutely tear through those guys.
Here we go.
I mean, it's a rocket-propelled 75mm round. Hang in there, Cassia.
Let's get to it.
Faith cleanses the body.
I'd rather not. At your beck and call. Reduced to dust!
Heck yeah.
Ah!
I'll see to it personally.
Death comes in silence. As honor or... as the tenets demand. The shadows will see it done.
Alright. Do this instead. Devillard's actually doing damage. Not in that case, though.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Soften all these guys up. Alright, Argenta's down, that's fine.
How'd you like this?
I will not die in dishonor.
Can she see anybody from here? She sure can.
Anything else? Farewell.
It will be done. I will do my duty.
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it.
As honor ordains.
Let's get rid of that, and here we go.
Trust me.
If I may? Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Oh, whoops,
Victory is imminent.
Can't move. So just charge that guy instead.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I've suffered worse.
Alright, I don't think she can actually see him this time, can he? Oh, perfect. Well, in that case.
I have wrought your downfall.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
Who, if not me? Your end was inevitable.
That was a little harder than I was
I'm
anticipating.
at your service.
Get rid of some of these injuries real quick. The
We are
traumas
the
we have to live
spearhead
with.
of the Imperium. Let me help.
How about my grenades?
I can see bright colors again.
This wound will make a fine scar.
The Ripper. We'll take it. A bolter pistol. Casing chest plate. Is that better than what we have equipped on my rogue trader? Better armor deflection, so yeah, it is better. Same armor percentage, better armor deflection, same dodge penalty, so it is a straight upgrade. Looks a little silly.
That's how it's done. Always keep your eye on the price.
Alright, not too shabby. Well, I'm going to call it here, and next time we will continue through the freight line, towards the other half of it, the slums, and the pestilence pit. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.